Welcome to Mama Ray's Kitchen. I want you to find your chair, pull it right on up, join us in the kitchen just like you're here helping us prepare all this food, okay? So I'm so glad to see you, so glad to meet all the ones that I met this week, the customers and the followers that's come in, so many new followers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate you in so many ways. Now, today we're going to make a Hashbrown Casserole. I don't know if you've ever eaten one or not, but they're really, really good. Okay, and this is a recipe that I made, and I'm going to show you. This is the potatoes that I used, and I'm trying to go healthier, a little more healthier than what you see. No preservatives, no artificial colors or anything, and it's real potatoes. Of course, and potatoes are full of, they'll turn to sugar. You know that. They have no sugar, but once you eat them, they will turn. So you don't. A diabetic don't need to eat a lot of potatoes. So I've got this in my bowl right here. Now I didn't know this when I bought them, but they have little peppers in them. I see some little red peppers and some little green peppers, and I think that's great. I think it'll add to the flavor because it's really gonna match my onion, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. First of all, I'm using the less sodium cream of chicken soup. 1 can, what is it, 10.5 ounce can. 1 can, and you can use the regular if you want to. As we get older, we think about the low sodium and all that. So we're using the low sodium today. We're just gonna pour it in here, mix it up. Cream of chicken, okay? Thank y'all for all the prayers, everything, the texts that you send. We really appreciate it. Now, to this, and I've got my cheat sheet over here. You know, I told you we're looking at a cookbook, so I'm trying to get all my measurements right before we start putting it together. So it's got 2 cups. I'm just using a mild cheddar cheese, and the pan, this says 2 cups. So I just cut the top off, and I'm just going to empty it all in there. Ooh, that's a lot of cheese, isn't it? But it'll be good. Now, to this, we're going to add 1 container, an 8 ounce container of just regular old sour cream. An 8 ounce container. And now this recipe makes a big one. And of course, you know, we're used to making big ones at the restaurant. And I have such a big family. When I do make something, I have to make a lot. So let's kind of mix that up just a little bit, get it started. And I may have to just get me a spoon. I think it might.
You may have to do it with your fingers. It'd probably be better.
No, the hash browns are cold and frozen.
Oh.
They're cold. We just get it started good. All right, I'll work more on it in a minute. We'll get everything together. And it calls, I'm going to put that last because it is cold. It calls for a 1/2 cup of onions, real fine. Now, I told you, all I had was a purple onion here at the house, so I just used the purple onion. It'll go good with the red and green peppers. So we're going to put a 1/2 cup of onions, and this is optional. Of course, now I like the onions in it. The onions just really add a lot to it. And it's going to be colorful too. You know,
It smells good.
whenever you get a plate of food or cook something, you really want it to look edible, to look good. You have an ugly plate of food set down in front of you, it's not near as appetizing as a good looking one. Now, I think I've got everything in it except my butter and my salt and pepper. I'm going to put my, and there again, just as you need it. You can always add more, remember that. And we'll probably have to add more because I didn't add a whole lot. Okay? Just mix it up. And I may have gotten too big a dish to put it in, so I may have to get me a smaller dish. The last thing I'm going to do is add my cup of butter. And I use the real butter. I know it's not margarine, it's butter. Okay? I've got a cup melted. Actually, I got a little over a cup, but I'm just going to put a cup in here, and I'll explain to you later what I'm doing. Okay. I may just have to add it all. Let me see. I was just going to save a little bit, and I'll show you what for. Mix that up real good. Coming together real good. Delane probably won't eat it because it's got onions in it.
And taters.
But it'll make it taste real good. All right, now that's all we're going to put in it. And of course, it's like I tell you, anytime we make something, you can always put what you would like in it. This is just what we like. You can add whatever you like to it and cook it to your liking, okay? Now, I've got this deep dish. It may be too big. You reckon it's too big, Delane?
It might be. If you want it pretty thin, you're going to...
Yeah, I don't want it real thick. Let me see, I got another one here.
I think that
I think that is going to be...
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Be. Okay, where's my spray? I'm going to spray it. And in the beginning, I went ahead and fixed my oven 350 degrees. But I set mine on 375 because, as I've told y'all, I think mine cooks slow. So I'm just going to dip all this.
You need me to help you, Mama?
I don't know.
Here.
My hands, my arthritis messes up sometimes.
I don't know if I can do it. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. It's not that heavy now. Oh, it smells good.
It sure does.
Even though it's not cooked yet.
Might you just push it down in there when you
I think I'm going to have to. My hands are clean, y'all.
We don't care, Mama. It's for us.
Well, I care, but I want them clean. So
We
we're
know
just
your
going to
hands
push
are
it
clean.
down. And it's cold. Now I'm going to rinse my hands off and warm them.
That looks good.
Now on this, the reason I saved my butter, let me set this aside. I'm going to take some Ritz crackers. Now I only had one little pack, and I would put more if I had them, but I only had one pack. Now I wasn't going to go back to the store and get any more. So I'm going to put this little tad of butter on my Ritz crackers and hope I have enough. And just kind of mix them up. We're going to put this on top of our casserole, okay? And like I said, I would put more crackers in this if I had them.
I had some at home.
That's all right. This will be fun. But whenever you do it at home, I think you'll want a little more after you see they're not going to go that far on my casserole. But it's going to be more than I thought it was going to be, so that's good. Yeah, I think that little pack was enough.
That looks fine.
All right, let me get that butter off my hands. Dawn's good at cutting grease. I love Dawn. All right, we got that made. That's all there is to it. We're going to put it in the oven. Cook it on 350 till it kind of bubbles around the edges and gets done and brown on top. And we'll be back whenever we have the finished product. Y'all hang around. Bye-bye. Hey, welcome back. Our casserole's done. We just took it out of the oven. Elaine, I'm to show them how it's simmering around the sides, how it's brown, how the cheese is melted. It took 45 minutes cooking. So it's ready to eat.
But it's too hot to eat.
It's too hot to eat. I tell you what, I'm going to fix a lunch for my children. And I have to get ahead of things. I don't do as well as I used to all at one time. So I'm going to let it cool. I'm going to put it in the freezer. And when I do my dinner, I'll already have a Hashbrown Casserole done. And just, it smells wonderful. I know it's going to be good. I have no doubt in my mind just from the smell. So I hope y'all will enjoy this recipe and will make it. And think about me whenever you're eating it. Okay? All right. Our verse today comes from Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ which strengthen me.
Amen.
With his power, nothing's impossible. He walks with us. He takes care of us. And he carries us through all of our trials and tribulations.
Amen.
Love every one of you. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye.